YouTube model railroader fans. I'm Ray. Yeah. Somehow or other, I think I pulled a ligament or something in my thumb, and I'm not sure exactly how the heck I managed to do it, but I've been kind of out of commission for the last couple of days. Anyway, it is Sunday the 7th of June, 2015, and this is going to be vlog number 20. And I've got a couple things that I need to catch up on here right off the bat. The first one is, and I forgot to mention it the other week, and I feel kind of bad about this. So, John, I hope you get a chance to hear this vlog. But of course, for the YouTube model builder, or YouTube model builders, the live show on in May, I was the winner of the Highways and Byways, and Mr. Howard was kind enough to even send me a little handwritten note to go along with it. So, Mr. John Howard, thank you very much, sir. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while before I actually get the chance to use these, but I'm going to have them for safekeeping for the moment. But thank you very much. I will put them to use, and I've seen what Mr. Sharp has done with them, and a few others, and I can't wait to use them. However, it's going to take a bit before I get a chance to play with this monster off to my right, as I've mentioned it numerous times before, and we're not going to go any farther with that. Excuse me just a second, because I did want to bring up something else. And on vlog 19, I mentioned that I had these old American Flyer New Haven cars. And it's 2 coaches and a baggage car. I thought it was an RPO. Actually, it is. It's an RPO plus a baggage car. So it's both. After a little bit of research, I found something rather fascinating. So, you know what? Okay, here again, I know you can't take pictures of a computer screen with a computer screen. I get it. Unfortunately, I have no other idea as to how I can actually pull this off other than actually pulling the website up on here, but that causes me other problems, so I'm not going to go there. So anyway, I found the set. Now, this is from the catalog. I believe this is 1946. There was 2 sets. There was a HO-140 and an HO-141, I believe. One of them, the locomotive choo-chooed and had smoke, and the other one didn't. But if you look at this, there are my passenger cars. The baggage mail, the coach, and the coach. And they're actually numbered 133, 135, 135. Now, the thing that kind of gets me with this, and I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on here, but the locomotive is a 464. And it's painted for the New York Central. Now, I'm not sure why the New York Central will be pulling New Haven cars, but whatever. And like I said, I guess at some point I'll have to look into maybe the possibility of finding that steam locomotive. Give me a minute, because while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and bring you up to date on something else. Now, in vlog 19, I mentioned that I had an idea for the update for this railroad. Now, I'm sorry if this is bouncing a bit, because I was trying to use the bad hand, and that doesn't work very well. And I forgot to bring over my pointer. Oh, the joys of being right-handed and then trying to do stuff with the left hand, and now, never mind. Any rate, okay, so here is the latest VZO drawing of the layout, and you guys are going to notice that quite a bit has changed here. Number one, there's only two main lines now. There's one, there's the other. This is the existing town of Boeville. This will actually be the lower level. This will actually be at about 36 inches. Actually, it is going to be at 36 inches. This is going to be the hidden yard at Richmond. So this is the southern terminus of the railroad. Now, you'll notice that this still has continuous run. This line up here is that swing bridge elevator that I was talking about that seems to have caused all sorts of hubbub on the Facebook page. So I'm going to get to how that's going to work here in just a second, but that's where that bridge is going to sit, and that's approximately 5 foot at the moment. That may change. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but like I said, at the moment, that's how it is. So give me a minute, and I'm going to go over here, and we're going to open up the upper level. And zoom in here a little bit. That's a little too much. There we go. Okay. This is the upper level. Gee, it looks a little bit familiar. It looks the same, actually. I haven't gone in here and detailed, putting in sidings and passing tracks and all that stuff yet. I'm going to get to it eventually. This is still a rough draft. So basically what you have here is you still have 2 main lines. There's still 2 continuous loops. Gee, 2 loops on the upper level, 2 loops on the lower level, 4 tracks running at the 4 trains running at the same time. That's what we're aiming for. So, this here is the northern terminus. This here is going to be Harrisburg. This will be the town of Newtown. So in other words, you leave Newtown, you hit Harrisburg, or you come off of Harrisburg, you hit Newtown. Now, let's get into the swing elevator, the monstrosity that has everybody kind of like really scratching their head going, what in the world is this guy thinking? Well, there it is. There it is, folks. Basically, my thought is at the moment of using these thin lines here to denote on one side, it may actually be on both, but at least on one side, garage door channel for that roller bearing that holds the door, that the door rides on. That's what I'm thinking about using there. This shows the side view. Here's your 5 foot. There's a post in the middle. Now, the post is actually set at 3 inches. I think that's a bit much. I'm going to probably end up scaling that back. However, because of the program, 3 inches was the smallest I could go and make it look right. So, that's why it's that way. Anywho, so what you got here is you got your center post. Right now, what this is showing is this would be set up for continuous run. So in other words, the bridge would be closed, and that is your upper deck and your lower deck. This denotes what the elevator would look like when it's in the up position. In other words, we had a train come on here, and now it's being moved to the upper level so it can come off and go about its merry way. So what I'm basically getting at here is when the bridge is in its normal position, I'm just running trains. 4 trains at the same time, just like I'm doing now. If I want to do operation, and this thing is really going goofy, but if I want to do operation, then I can bring a train onto here and actually lift and turn, and I'll get into the reason why I want to lift and turn here in a little bit. The same thing going down. Let's say I had one on the upper level and I wanted to bring him onto the lower level. Well, I just dropped the elevator all the way down. And of course, this last piece shows that the other view, where it would be from the deck side, where your bridge is in the normal position. So there's normal, there's bottom, there's up, and then this is in the normal position, but this is the side view. So let me go ahead and get this thing back over so you can look at my ugly mug. Now, I don't think that's right, but whatever. It's saying I'm up to 9 minutes, and I know that's not right because I've actually got some of the big build contests that I was playing around with the other night, and I was having issues, and well, I'm not going to get into that. That's another problem in and of itself. We're not going to go there. I'll let that come up when, video 4 or part 4 is done of video number 2. I'm not ready to go there yet. So, any rate, that's the whole idea. Still, it's going to be a bit before I even get a chance to start really tearing into this thing, tearing it down, building it back up, so on and so forth. Boeville is going to get reused. Everything is going to get recycled, but as it sits, Boeville is basically going to get reused just as it sits today. It'll just be swung around and put against the other wall. That's the only difference. So one of the nice things is with this new idea that I've got, the offstage, as it were, is a lot shorter than what I would have had before. And of course, it's come up, and I've talked about it. Doing the helix and all was a great idea. The problem is I don't have the real estate to do that. That would have been the way to do it. The other way is when I was watching one of the videos that I had from when I was a part of Model Railroader, or a subscriber to Model Railroader, I actually had one of their videos up the other night, and it was one of the ones where they showed the MR&T, and they were talking about how they actually had a continuous run on that one too that goes between the two levels. The thing of it is, and I had thought about doing that too, is having that running around on the inside. You know, your dual, instead of doing, I'd still have to do a bridge. Regardless of which way I decide to do this thing, I'm still going to have some sort of an elevator, or at least a bridge, maybe not an elevator, but at least a bridge, so I can get into the pit to be able to operate, you know, from the pit side. The person that's running the hidden yard and so, or the hidden yards and so on and so forth, is going to have to work from the pit. You know, the other way to do this would be to go ahead and have two tracks going ahead and basically circling the room instead of in a helix, but just side by side for whatever it would take to get from the lower level to the upper level. And I'm looking at 20 inches between the two decks. I think I forgot to mention that when we were looking at the thing itself. It's 20 inches between the two decks. With Boeville, it's a little bit shorter because Boeville actually sits up a little bit higher, but that's okay. It should still be okay. I should have enough room. When I was looking at it the other night, I still should be okay as far as that goes, because it doesn't really sit that much higher. Lighting, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, I think, but I'll cross that bridge. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Like I said, I'm in no way ready to start tearing into this thing and tearing it apart and shutting it down and so on and so forth. So, I'm not sure how correct my timing here is, as I should have been paying attention to the clock, and I wasn't. It says right now, for this rambling that I'm doing now, is at 3 minutes, and I was at 9 minutes before, so I'm at 12. And because of the fact that there was at least, I think, 2 minutes of the other thing for the big build, you know, I don't want to go over and have to, you know, shorten something up or cut something out or what have you. So, I'm going to go ahead and get these pictures up on Google+, so that way, you know, the viewing public, as it were, can sit there and start shooting holes through it, which a couple of people probably already have. Like I said, I'm trying to accomplish a couple things here. I'm trying to get the continuous run, or stick with the continuous run. I'm also trying to get it back to where the passenger and the freighter are on the same main lines instead of being separated like it sits now. You know, so that there are, and I want to get back to the operation side of this thing too. I want to get all the operation that I had when I had the loops before, when it was the 2 4x8s and the 2x5. Well, actually, it was a little bit bigger than that, but you get the picture. You guys have seen some of the track plans that I put up on Google Plus of the evolution of this thing, and I think it was also one of the vlogs I did a while back. So, with that being said, like I said, I think I'm getting real close to my time limit here, because I'm still having issues with YouTube and the movie maker saying that I can't go over 15 minutes. Although YouTube says I can, iMovie says I can't. So, with that being said, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you next time. Hopefully in a little bit better state. Have a good one. Oh, come on.